Good morning. Lately, there's been suicides going on, like Anthony Bourdain passed away yesterday. So I thought I'd do a video about suicide. It's called Why I Haven't Committed Suicide by John Waddell. Since the suicide in the news by famous people the last few days, I see that there are telling people to look out who might be isolated and depressed. I think it fits a lot of people in our modern world. I have had cerebral palsy for 64 years. Quite often I have felt alone and isolated. I have always known I was gay, but my knowing God let me know that He did not make a mistake with creating me just the way I am. I came to this conclusion when I was about 7 or 8 years old in 1960. I had 7 brothers and 2 sisters. I thought about talking to my parents about this, but I was not the only child in the family and I did not want to hurt them. Besides, I believed people who believed in God would know when I was an adult they would surely understand how I felt and who I was. At about 11 years old, a Catholic teacher taught me that Catholics did not approve of homosexual or gay behavior. That was about 1964. I knew he was wrong, but he was an adult, and if I argued, the kids in the class would know I was gay, and their hate could be harmful to me physically. So some Christians were telling me God loved me for having cerebral palsy and I was blessed because the way I looked at life. But if they knew I was gay, they may have thought of me as being mentally ill, right, or that I needed forgiveness from God. Why should I ask for forgiveness from God when He created me and brought me into this world? God knows all and He has a plan for us all. That's what many Christians told me as a child. So did Christians know more than God? God knew I was gay, but they did not. So therefore, I could not look at God the same way they did because they were being blind. I prayed to be like everybody else, but that did not change me or who I was, so I accepted that at age 8 years old. Lately in the news, people are saying if you are isolated and feel that you don't belong, you could be suffering from mental illness. Bullshit. Don't pin that label on me. Christians often say I am lost and Christians often say I am lost and alone, but with God's help, He is helping me through this. Are they mentally ill? They might be, but the Christian often thinks he is not because he uses God in his or her phrasing of the sentence. If the non-Christian says, I am lost and alone, society can conclude, and often do, that they are mentally ill. Are they? Hmm. I have never had a role model for me to follow on TV or movies, so it is logical at times I am alone and isolated, and I have often chose to be so I would not hurt or offend others. Death is permanent. My mother Mary believed in God and had bone cancer, and her journey around the world to pray for me before she died always taught me never to give up. My mom died of cancer also, whom raised me after my mother died, and she fought to the end. My brother Mark had Alzheimer's, and he did not give up. John Torrell Sr. had many health issues and went to St. Jude's, and he never gave up. All these people were role models for me, and they've taught me never to give up. Death, and if you believe in being with God, then there is no pain. If you don't believe in God or hell, then one can conclude there is no pain at all either. Many disabled friends died in their early teens, and they wanted to live and they fought, but it did no good. I am not always happy with God and question why He allows things to happen. And then I have to ask myself, is His existence real or just in our minds? To choose suicide, to give up on life, and the loved ones who have fought to the end to be with you and I. If you believe in God and heaven, then you know that God does not want you to give up on your life, even though you would be pain-free, because the gift of life God gave you. But for some people, they don't feel this is right for them, and I can't judge or condemn them if they take their life. If they do take their life, I have been pissed and angry for them giving up on the fight, which I have known a few friends who have done this, but I am not them, am I? I do not know their pain and why they had to give up on life. I am delayed in certain areas, and no matter how hard I try, I cannot learn certain things, but I am also gifted. It's weird being delayed in certain areas that many children can do things so easily, and in other ways have a genius level. I love people at the Universal Unitarian Church, but at times they and all churches are too political in 2018. Politics deal with the CIA, big business, economics, organized crime, and psychology. Powers that be use TV and computers to influence our daily truths. Life is painful for everybody. I learned that when I was 5 years old and my hands closed up and I started studying people. Rich or poor, it does not matter. Look at Anthony Bourdain, the chef who took his life. He was famous and had money, but that does not matter. So many people without money struggle daily might figure, what the hell? If they took their life, these rich people, why should not I? We are all individuals, and there is no easy answer for everybody because everybody deals with life and pain in their own way daily. I can only speak for myself. People in the past have mentioned that they have been concerned because I am so reflective. Life has not always been easy for me, but my interpretation of God and loved ones who have always made me feel that this is not an option for me, and thank God for that in my life. I am not God, so I understand anybody in this life can snap, even you or even I. Not to admit this in our daily lives is to lie to ourselves. A friend of mine the other day asked, why do Christians always talk about God daily? Often I think because they are afraid the way our world is, and often it's a way of controlling a conversation and not wanting to hear things from other people that might scare them. If a person does not, if a person talks too much God talk to me, I might have to say, geez, I gotta get going and look at my watch. I have a doctor's appointment. It's been nice talking to you. If a person is sincere, I will listen. But if they're using God as a drug and getting off about talking about Him and get high off it, then I just might have to move along. I've always hated to see people in emotional pain. My friend Denny the other day called me. It was so cool on the phone, and we spoke without speaking words at times because he called up and I said, "Oh, hi," and then I paused, but I had just got out of the bathroom. My stomach was upset and my bladder was acting up, so my body was feeling really weird, and I wasn't sure if I should get off the phone and call up my brother or 911. My body was just feeling really weird. But we talked, and then he understood I had to go, but we were talking without words, and that was really cool because I knew he understood, even though we don't always talk. But I was so glad that he was checking in to see how I was doing because he knows I've been reflective my whole life. Everybody is in pain and nobody gets out of this life alive. But it is sad to see people taking their lives. I just saw on TV this morning on Good Morning America, they showed a hotline. It's 1-800-273-TALK. If you don't have a friend to talk to, you can always call up the hotline. Everybody's dealing with pain in their own life, and we all have issues, and I just thought I'd share some thoughts and feelings. I am only one person, and if it helps one person, then that's cool. Have a good day. If you like this video, please share. Bye for now, John.